and gentlemen, I take great pleasure in introducing my latest invention, the water tortoise. Although there is nothing supernatural about it, I am willing to forfeit the sum of $1,000 to anyone who can prove that it is possible to obtain air inside of the tortoise when I'm locked up in it in the regulation manner after it has been filled with water.
The awe-inspiring Harry Houdini, created by Sarah Rodriguez and Amanda Gore.
Hooked. He was just the greatest thing on earth. I mean, he was the hero of heroes.
Harry Houdini was a renowned magician who continues to influence people all over the world today.
Born March 24, 1874, in Budapest, Hungary, Eric Wise was one of 7 of Rabbi Meir Samuel Wise and Cecilia Wise's children. Eric moved to Appleton, Wisconsin, where he later claimed he was born, and moved again to New York at the age of 13. In New York, he became interested in the trapeze arts, which later proved to be very useful in the performance of his tricks.
When he first launched his career as a professional magician in 1894, he renamed himself Harry Houdini. The name Harry deriving from his childhood nickname Airy, and Houdini honoring the great magician Robert Houdin. Harry Houdini and his younger brother Theodore started out in show business doing magic while still in their early teens. The Houdini brothers worked beer halls, Coney Island, and the World's Fair of 1893. At the World's Fair, Houdini met magician Horace Golden, who snubbed Houdini for being too rough and unsuccessful, but they later became good friends. Houdini also met T. Nelson Downs, who took a liking to the brash young upstart. He also met his future wife, Beatrice Raymond, at the fair, and they married within 3 weeks of their first meeting. Houdini furthered his career with Beatrice, or Bess as he liked to call her, and together they performed a trick where they would switch places in a bag that was inside of a box in less than 3 seconds. This trick fascinated people, but still, it was not an original trick. He continued to further develop and improve his acts to explore the fields of magic and to capture the attention of his audience.
Houdini fascinated people by being able to escape from any restraint that dared hold him back. Some of Houdini's best-known tricks were the handcuff trick and the straitjacket trick that still puzzles people today. In the handcuff trick, he bet any policeman $100 that they would not be able to find a pair of handcuffs that he could not get out of. This proved unsuccessful to the policeman, and Houdini racked up tons and tons of money. To continue to amaze people, he invented the straitjacket trick. In this trick, he was placed in a straitjacket and was forced his way out of it through dislocating his joints. Later on, he even hung himself upside down while performing the straitjacket trick, but while his audience believed he was making it harder for himself, Houdini used this position to his advantage. Every time Houdini performed, he knew that next time it would have to be bigger and better in order to continue to captivate his audiences.
During his tricks, Houdini relied on the suspense and fear factor they would create. People would panic. Some of them would even leave the audience because they couldn't bear the suspense. This widened his audience because people could not wait to see what the great Harry Houdini was all about. They wanted to see what made him such a large figure in the world of magic. Time and again, his escapes from seemingly impossible predicaments thrilled audiences who found in him a metaphor for their own lives, an affirmation of the human capacity to overcome adversity, escapism in both senses of the word. It provided both a relation to Houdini and a stark difference.
Even today, Houdini is recognized as one of the most famous and recognizable magicians. According to the book The Secret Life of Houdini, as an amateur magician, I frequently ask members of an audience to just think of a famous magician. When I ask people to raise their hands if they happen to be thinking of Houdini, inevitably about 3/4 of the hands go up. This despite the fact that Harry Houdini died over 80 years ago. Houdini can be considered a household name in the world of magicians, and his legacy lives on, as well as the impact he made on millions of people all across the globe. Houdini has had an enormous impact on not just magicians, but as a society as a whole. For example, Houdini has even had an official U.S. postage stamp made in his honor. The stamp portrays an image of Harry Houdini, but when examined under a special UV viewer, the image displays the same portrait of Houdini, but wrapped in chains, as a tribute to his famous escape tricks.
During Houdini's exploration of magic, he encountered many obstacles, but through perseverance and determination, he was able to exchange ideas never thought of before and in turn influence the field of magic forever.